Hello everyone, welcome to UDC. This is 𝐤𝐜𝐴 from UDC. As promised, today we are starting a live webinar with University of Tasmania, which is one of the best and renowned public universities in Australia. So basically, since the last time we posted on study in Australia, we are getting a great deal of responses and inquiries. So that's why we thought, like, let's do a live session so that students can ask their inquiries. The representative herself. So basically today I'm not going to share any information myself that you can find on Google. It's just one click away on Google. Basically you'll get the opportunity to ask your inquiries to the university representative herself. We have Ms. Mona Maleki today, International Student Recruitment Officer from University of Tasmania. Hello, Ms. Mona.
Hi, Kaya. Hi, everyone. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you. And from UDC, we have Mr. Fahad Aziz, who will share the screen with Ms. Mona. Hello, sir.
Hi. Hello, everyone. How are you all?
Good, thank you. Thanks, Fahad.
And
good to see you, Mona, once again.
You too. You too.
I'd like to request Mr. Fahad to say a few things about UDC.
Thank you, Kia. And once again, thank you, University of Tasmania and Ms. Mona Maleki, to give us such time to share our thoughts in our social platform. Unique Team Consultant, we are operating in this industry since 2009 and doing business with several countries like Australia, Canada, US, UK. So today we will talk about starting strong Australia, especially about one of the prominent university, public university, University of Tasmania, and about the weather of Tasmania, locations, about the University of Tasmanian courses, unique courses. So let's not talk furthermore more. Let's go to the Miss Mona Maleki. She will share all the information, all the interesting things about Tasmania, about University of Tasmania with our audiences. Miss Mona, can you please share your experience with us?
Will do. Thank you so much, Fahad and Kaya, for introducing me. I'd like to add that I do have one of our students as well from Bangladesh who will be here to speak about his experience as well, Ashab. So he's one of our current students. There he is. So I will wait till I finish my presentation first, and then I will do a live Q&A with Ashab where he will speak about his experience. It'll be very casual conversation, so looking forward to that. Just a little bit about myself before I move on. So I'm obviously from the University of Tasmania. I've been working with UTAS for close to 3 years now in Jan, and I'm one of the student recruitment officers. So I'll be here speaking about my personal experience as well, as I was previously an international student at the University of Tasmania for 6 years. And I first did my foundation year, and then afterwards I did my Bachelor of Business, and then I did my Master's in Professional Accounting as well. But what I'll do is I will take you guys through some quick presentation slides just to give you an overview about what the University of Tasmania is about, what courses we offer, what's our rankings, what scholarships do we offer, etc., accommodation, and all of the sorts of types of questions that students might have. And then after that, I will talk with Ashab about his experience, and then we'll have an open question and answer towards the end for any students who have any inquiries. So before I'll move on, I'll just ask everyone to just mute themselves just so there's no static in the background. And I will share my screen. Fantastic. So I'm hoping you guys can see my screen. Just give me a thumbs up if you can. Fantastic. Thanks, Fahad. So not sure how many of you know where we're located or what we're all about, but ultimately I'm here to do that for you. So this is a lovely picture of one of the many, many parts in Tasmania. It really is a place unlike any other. So we offer at the University of Tasmania over 100 different undergraduate degrees and over 150 postgraduate programs. So we're known to cover a wide range of different areas of degrees, depending on what you're after. There are some types of courses that we don't offer, like dentistry, etc., physiology, or some of the specific area types. But overall, we offer a lot of different courses, and we do offer combined degrees as well. We're very research driven, so we're top 300 in the world. So our global ranking is top 2%. We do have campuses spread all throughout the state of Tasmania. Our campuses are based in Hobart, Launceston, and Burnie. The main campus in the state is in Hobart, which where myself and Ashab are located, which is the Sandy Bay campus in Tasmania. Then we've got Launceston up north, as well as Burnie up north as well. A little bit about Tassie, which I'll touch base more again in the next slide. So Tasmania really is an affordable place to live. Compared to a lot of other cities, capital cities in Australia. And it's known for its natural environment and wilderness as well. And really, it provides a very much unique student experience when it comes to your studies and campus life. It's a very different type of place to live in terms of your usual city-like sort of lifestyle, like Melbourne and Sydney. Tasmania can be quite different. It's much more relaxed, and it's got a very much social work study life balance. So we're very big on that as well. This is a photo taken from up top of Mount Wellington. So it's a very pretty photo. It's a very scenic place. It's a popular tourist spot when a lot of our students end up coming to Tasmania, and before COVID, of course, when we had a lot of tourists come in. But Tasmania, it's a very beautiful place. It's very scenic. There's a lot of popular places that students usually go to. It's very much so outdoor based as well. So it's a really fantastic place to come visit. Even if you don't want to study, I encourage you to come here once COVID is done. At some point to visit here. It's really pretty. We've been mentioned across, magazines and articles for being the friendliest city, the most scenic city, etc. So we're very blue and green as well. In terms of geographic location, we're located right here. So this is the state of Tasmania. Then, for example, you've got Victoria, you've got New South Wales, you've got Queensland and Perth on the other hand, and Canberra as well. So you can see we're only an hour flight from Tasmania to Melbourne, an hour and a half flight to Sydney. So they're all domestic flights. Tasmania is part of Australia. We're an island state of an island. So anywhere you live in Australia, you'll have to take the plane. Majority of the time, you'll take the plane to travel between states. So living in Tasmania, because we're an island, don't feel that it's very isolating. You still have to take the plane to travel to other states. So just bear that in mind. But students, obviously, they don't take international flights in Australia. It's all domestic. If you want to travel between the two cities, so Hobart and Launceston, it takes about 2.5 hours. By car or by bus, and Hobart's the capital city, and Launceston is the second largest city up north. and Burnie is located on the north west side. So Hobart is Australia's second oldest capital city after Sydney. So we're quite a, historic place. We've got lots of World Heritage areas as well that's listed. So we've got lots of tradition, historic tradition with international students as well. We're the fourth oldest university in Australia. So we've got a name behind being one of the oldest universities in all of Australia. We do have a population of around, it's approximately 530,000, but it's gone up since then. So, the population keeps increasing. So when I first moved here back in 2008, the population was lower, and now every year it's increasing. And it's not just because of, international students coming here. It's also, we have a lot of domestic students moving from other states in Australia to Tasmania. We have a lot of working families who end up finding employment here in Tasmania, and they want to move because of a lifestyle change. So it's not only through migration, it's through domestic, movements between Australians. So a lot of people tend to come here, Australians tend to come here because of the lifestyle. They want a change of lifestyle. It offers more of a relaxed lifestyle compared to places like Sydney and Melbourne, where it's more city-like. 40% of our state is national parks. So what that means is our state is quite green, and we like to reserve a lot of majority of the state. So there are certain areas, for example, we can't build, skyscrapers or anything like that. The typical things that some of the students might be used to, the very much city-like style. So it's got a very quite a pleasant feel to the state. The University of Tasmania is the only university in the whole state. So I just wanted to touch base on that because I think it's really important for students to know, because we are the only university in the whole state, we offer, so much support to our international students through the state government of Tasmania as well. Because again, we're the only university, we have direct support. So there's no other university where universities would get support from, because it's just us. So the university also has a lot of industry links, depending on what course area that you're interested in. For example, if you want to study in the Australian Maritime College, etc., they've got so much industry links, whether it be within Tasmania, within nationally in Australia, or internationally as well. So there's so much opportunities for students to network with industries, and ultimately what happens is they find their space, and they most likely will end up finding employment there, or find out more about what their next steps is after they finish graduation. So it provides a really good opportunity for students because we have those links. And the list can go on as to why it's, students will benefit from us being the only university in the whole state. So a little bit about our weather. We've had brilliant weather today, actually. So it's been really nice and warm, but we're currently in spring. We're coming close to the end of spring for us, and we're going to head into summer very, very soon. So during winter, it does get a little bit cold, where you might have to put a beanie on and a jumper just to stay warm a little bit. But ultimately, it does move on to spring, and you might get a bit of rain here and there, a few more cold nights, but then it moves gradually into really, really nice weather. So this is Hobart. This is the Sandy Bay campus. So this is the picture of the Centenary Building, where Ashab would have all his classes. Prior to COVID, I spent a lot of time here myself. I'm a Bachelor of Business student and Masters of Professional Accounting student myself. So, I spent a lot of my time here in the Centenary Building, but the campus is quite big. So it goes all the way from the bottom all the way to the top and spread throughout. So this is just a small snippet of the Sandy Bay campus. The next one is Launceston, which is up north in Tasmania. They do have a decent sized campus there as well. And majority of our courses are offered in both campuses. So depends on which campus you want to select. A lot of our students pick Hobart campus, but there's also lots of benefits to going into the Launceston campus as well. Some of our courses, for example, education is one of them, is only located in the Launceston campus. So just depends what course of interest you have. The air quality, so we have the cleanest air in the world, inhabited air in the world. We do have lower crime rates when it comes to other capital cities in Australia. We're very much a very friendly community. We're very big on that. Even within the student community at the university, we try to, encourage students to participate in social events and, do a lot of outdoor activities. So the university organizes a lot of things for students, but technically, the campus has 24/7 security available. But overall, the whole state, there's very much so lower crime rates compared to a lot of other places in Australia. So at the University of Tasmania, we go by a motto called "Our whole island is your campus," and that's really true. So, a lot of our students, depending on what area that they're studying in, I'll just take an example such as agriculture, for example. We have a lot of our students who go around to our natural laboratory farms that we own, the university owns, and they go and do research as part of their degree. Collect samples of things, etc., whatever it is that they need to do. And it's only about 15 to 20 minutes outside of the Hobart CBD Center. So, it's a natural laboratory. You're using every aspect of the island for yourself, for your own student experience. And that's what we're all about. We're all about trying to enhance student experience for students, international students coming here, to get involved in the community, to utilize some aspect of the island for their own benefit and understanding and learning and experience. So I think it's a really important factor. A little bit about our courses, but before I go on, I'm just going to share my screen here. So it's easier if I show you from our actual website and how you can find it. So if you just type in utas.edu.au/courses, you'll be able to come up with this page. So this will show you all the different areas of courses that we offer. So just leading on from the example I provided, we offer agriculture. So for example, we offer a Bachelor of Agricultural Science, with honors, which is a 4-year degree. We also offer other types of agriculture master's level courses. We also offer architecture. So we've got a Bachelor of Architecture and Built Environments, as well as a Master's of Architecture. We've got arts, music, and theater. So if you're into music or arts, our Bachelor of Arts has a number of different majors that you can pick from. We do have business and economics, where Ashab is based in terms of the college, the school. So, we offer a Bachelor of Business, Bachelor of Economics. We offer Masters of Business Administration, Masters of Professional Accounting, Marketing Management, Finance, so you name it. Competing in IT, so we offer a Bachelor of IT and Masters of Information Technology and Systems, so which is for 2 years. Dementia care, we're one of the best when it comes to dementia care, and currently these courses are all online only, so it's via distance. We do offer Bachelor of Design as well, if you're interested. Education and teaching is a big area for us. So the Bachelor of Education in primary, early childhood, etc. We also offer a Masters of Education as well as a Masters of Teaching. Engineering, we offer the traditional engineering degree, which is a 4-year Bachelor of Engineering with specialization, with honors. And then you pick your specialization, whether you want it to be in civil, mechanical, electrical, etc. Then we also have environment. So environment, anything within the environmental sciences within the bachelor level and master's level. Health sciences, humanities and social sciences, law. So we offer law, Bachelor of Law as well. Not so much postgrad level. Marine and Antarctic. So this is everything related to marine biology, physical oceanography. What's the other one? Fisheries, aquaculture, etc. We also have maritime. We have a center of excellence for our maritime studies. So think anything shipping and logistics. So working on vessels, nautical science, naval architecture, maritime engineering. So we're the only one in all of Australia that offers everything from certificate level all the way through PhD when it comes to maritime studies. And we're 4th in the world when it comes to marine biology. Freshwater biology. Media and communication. So if you have an interest in that area, we do something like a Masters of Strategic Communication, for example. Medicine. We offer a 5-year MBBS degree. So it's one of our, again, popular courses where, you know, students get to show us their ISAT tests, and you'll have to show an IELTS test as well. And we'll look at your year 12 results upon graduation, upon results received. And if you have anywhere around a 95% and above, as well as your ISAT test in the competitive range, you'll most likely be able to get a letter of offer from us. Nursing, so we offer 2 types of Bachelor of Nursing. We have a fast track Bachelor of Nursing, which is for 2 years. And then we also have a normal Bachelor of Nursing, which is for 3 years. Pharmacy, we offer one of the best pharmacy courses as well in Tasmania. So we've got a Bachelor of Pharmacy with Applied Honours, which is for 4 years. And majority of our students who graduate from our pharmacy degree, they end up finding employment afterwards. Social work, we offer a Bachelor of Social Work as well as a Master's of Social Work, where it's a qualifying degree, so you'll become a social worker at the end of it. Science, so think anything science. So it goes all the way from a Bachelor of Science, where you get to major in so many different areas and minors as well. And then we also have Masters of Applied Sciences as well as Psychology, so Bachelor of Psychological Science, and we have Masters of Psychology as well. So you can see we've got so many different areas. It's worth having a look at them in your own time. I've already mentioned about ranking, so I'll skip that. We're number 1 in the world when it comes to Southern Ocean research. As you saw, the natural, you know, geographic location we have, we're very much a gateway to Antarctica. So obviously we're number 1 in the world when it comes to that. We're 4th in the world for marine and freshwater biology, 7th in the world for fisheries and oceanography, 10th for geology ore deposits. So we do have a Master's of Economic Geology. 44th in the world for agricultural science, so all of the agricultural courses I talked about. 61st in the world for law, so our Bachelor of Laws, and a Center of Excellence for Maritime. Facilities, I mean, because we're the only university, we always are trying to expand the quality of our facilities and expand the different types of facilities available for our students to enhance their student experience. So we're always trying to build more on that. So, you know, for example, this is our Australia part of one of the facilities available for our Australian Maritime College students, which is a simulation unit, I believe. So we've got an Institute of Marine and Antarctic Science. So this is the building, and it's won multiple awards for its architecture and facilities available. So it's quite an amazing sort of facilities that we have, depending on what you're studying. We're building new accommodation for next year for students in the city center. So we're always expanding our facilities. Scholarships, so we offer 25% scholarship for international students. We also do offer higher scholarships, which have more academic merits as for entry point. But for this one, this is available for all of our international students, and it's automatically assessed at the time of application. So as soon as you put in your application through UDC, it will be automatically assessed by our international admissions team. There is no application fee involved or anything like that. You'll be notified on the letter of offer, and it's for the duration of the degree. So I got the scholarship when I was a student. So it is a significant saving when you think about it. When it's in percentage terms, you do end up saving a lot of money. Also, on top of that, because Tasmania is a very affordable place to live, you end up also saving a lot in living costs as well. So technically, you know, all together combined, you're probably saving more than 25% if you're including living costs, the general living costs. Oops, sorry. We do offer other types of college bursaries, scholarships and bursaries, which is mentioned on our website. So again, what I'll do is I'm going to share my screen with you guys here. So you can see, if you just type in utas.edu.au/scholarships, it will bring you to this page. If you click on international students, then it will take you to the different areas. So I just spoke about the Tasmanian International Scholarship. If you click on the college bursaries and scholarships, you'll see here we've got so many different types of scholarships available. So Ashab, one of our students who's joined today, he's received a 50% scholarship, so which is currently available for students as well. So it is based on academic merit, so you have to be a high achieving student to be able to get this. It is 50% off registered tuition fees for the duration of your course. And it's for all of our Tasmanian School of Business and Economics units, except for a couple, such as Masters of Professional Accounting, with or without specialization, and some of our double degrees as well. So have a look at it. It's a really good one to chase up if you're a high achieving student and you have an interest to study business. Then we have, other types of scholarships as well. We've got a scholarship, 25% scholarship for medicine. Our Australian Maritime College has bursaries, etc. Some of these scholarships are being reviewed for next year, and some of them are already approved. And also some of them are region specific or based on nationality. So it's always worth having a look into each of them and just looking at the terms and conditions. So I'll go to the next slide. So English language. So it's a question that I get asked a lot as well. Ultimately, Bangladeshi students, they have to show an English language test. So whether it's an IELTS, whether it's a PTE, whether it's a TOEFL, we don't really mind which one of those it is. We also offer Cambridge test as well, whatever is in our approved list, and UDC is aware of all of that. At the moment, because of COVID, we're accepting IELTS indicator, which can be completed online. So you don't have to leave your house. You can register, find a test center close to you in your city, register, and complete everything online. For university admission purposes, we will accept that IELTS test. However, later on, for visa purposes, you may have to end up going to the test center to actually do a test, because that's what immigration may require from you. And things may change. So always keep up to date with the immigration website on that side. However, if let's say you have done a test and you haven't met entry in terms of the course that you want to go for, we will always assess you for, if you request, of course, we will assess you to be packaged for ELICOS. So let's say if you want to do a Masters of IT next year and you've got your IELTS test, but it doesn't meet that requirement, we can always assess you for a package letter of offer, where, the English blocks come in 5-week blocks, which is mentioned here, okay? So depending on how short you are in your IELTS test or PTE or TOEFL, whatever it is, we do a conversion as to how many weeks of English you will need packaged with your letter of offer. Once you tick off your English, so once you complete your English studies with us, then you will move on to your principal course of study, which is either a bachelor, master's, whatever it is. In terms of English language requirements, so if you just pop onto Google and you just type in English language requirements on our website, on Google, you'll find here the first link. It brings you all of the information you need in terms of what's required. So if you are a student who has previously studied in an approved, approved English-speaking country, so places like Australia, UK, US, Canada, Singapore, New Zealand, etc. So whether you've completed your bachelor degree or any degree studies, if you've completed it for a minimum of 12 months study and you've graduated within the last 24 months, majority of the time, you may get, you don't need an English condition into most of our university courses, okay? So if you're a student who has previously studied, let's say in the UK or Canada, and you've just recently graduated within the last 24 months, 2 years, and you've at least studied for a minimum of 12 months, we may be able to not provide you with an English condition, depending on what course you go into. Now, the minimum English language score requirements for an IELTS, I'll just stick to IELTS because it's the most popular one. But for foundation, it's an overall of 5.5, no band less than 5. For undergrad, it's an overall of 6, no band less than 5.5. And for postgrad, it's overall 6, no band less than 6. You can see here we accept other forms of English, so TOEFL, PTE, UTAS Access is our English language that you will study with us if you need the ELICOS package. Then we also accept Cambridge CAE as well. So you can see here all of the requirements. However, some of our undergrad and postgraduate degrees have their own IELTS requirements. So it's going to be higher than this. So what you usually have to do is have to have a look and see, okay, if I'm doing law, I need to get an IELTS higher than what is mentioned here, okay? So it's always worth having a look at this website to determine where you're sitting. If I want to do MBA, I need a higher IELTS requirement than an overall 6, no band less than 6. I need an overall of 6.5. This is just an example, okay? Right, I'll move on. Student services and support. So it's late in the afternoon for me, so apologies. So we offer a lot of pre-arrival sessions for students. You know, because of COVID, everything has been online recently, of course. So we organize a series of pre-departure sessions for students to join online, so they got all the information they need in terms of orientation, transition to online study, etc. We also usually um, link students with their communities, or if they wish, of course. It's not compulsory, of course. We don't want to force you guys, but we also have a Tasmanian University Union where you're able to join clubs and societies, where it depends what your areas of interest is. You can join the society of the college that you're studying in, or any hobbies or interests you have. We have so many clubs and societies available. And there is a big Bangladeshi community here as well. So that's fantastic. We have international student advisors on campus. So you go to them if you need any advice for, studies or any issues you're facing or enrollment or anything like that. We do have qualified counselors as well, of course, on campus, where everything now is online booking. 24/7 access to our libraries, computers, Wi-Fi. We've got a bank on campus, gyms, shops, post office. Pretty much if you're living on campus, you don't have to move anywhere. We also offer free additional academic and English support. And obviously before COVID, we used to have free airport pickup, and we also have free social activities. In terms of accommodation, so obviously with COVID, it's a bit tricky now, but I'll just briefly talk to you guys about accommodation. So it ranges anywhere between $200 up until $400. It just really depends what you're after, what your lifestyle is, and what you want out of it. So we have a self-contained facility where, you have your own private bathroom and kitchenette. Then we also have a dormitory style. So I lived on accommodation on campus for 2 years when I first came, like a dormitory style. And, I had my meals included. I used to jump from classes and go have my lunch and then go back to class and then come back and have dinner. So, then I would go back to the library and study. So as a full-time student, you're quite loaded with studies. So, or I used to go and work because I had work on the side as casual. So it just depends what you want. A dormitory style shares common areas with other students. But we also offer under 18 hostel and homestay. There is halal food available as well. So there's lots of places that offer halal food, as well as our accommodation. If you request it, they will prepare halal food for you. Off campus, so this is also popular amongst international students. So some students tend to live on campus for a bit until they're familiar with the environment, and then they move, to doing a private rental, so with other students or by themselves if they wish. Um, it's quite popular. I did that after 2 years. So I lived with 3 other girls and we shared everything split by 4 people. So it was ended up cheaper. Cost of living in Hobart is 12% cheaper than Melbourne. So, things like groceries, transportation, public transport, yeah, I said transportation, general entertainment. There's lots of student concessions that are available for students. So if you go to a restaurant, sometimes they have student concessions. If you go to the gym, etc. So there's so many concessions available for your Metro cards. If you're traveling on the bus, going to and from places, it's easy. So overall, living in Tasmania can be, slightly cheaper than mainland Australia. There are casual work opportunities available. So I worked for 6 years on the side when I studied. I wanted it. I enjoyed it. I didn't fully depend on it as my own pocket money. I still had my parents supporting me as well through living costs, etc. But it's good to work on the side. On your visa, you have a 20-hour limit per week for working. So they're just casual jobs. I worked in retail for 3 years. Then I worked in a cafe for 4 years. They're just basic jobs, nothing big or crazy or anything like that. And also domestic students do the same types of jobs that international students do. So it's quite, even. And it just depends what types of jobs you end up finding. A lot of our students like to do Uber Eats, for example, or Uber driving because it's quite flexible. They can work whenever they want and then study whenever they want. So it's, attend classes, etc. A lot of student experience. So we offer a lot of volunteering for our students, sports, events. Obviously, pre-COVID, this was really big for us, and sightseeing and bushwalking. So that was the summary for me. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And I'm just going to touch base really quickly on the COVID situation in Tasmania. So at the moment, we don't have any COVID cases in Tasmania. We have been COVID free for about a couple of months now. I can't even remember. And things are it's pretty much back to normal here. Obviously, we'll have to still social distance and keep up the hygiene, etc., hand sanitize. But things haven't really changed in terms of the rules and regulations. But we haven't had any active cases here in Tasmania. So we're quite lucky. And a lot of other states are the same thing. In terms of borders, I'm sure you guys always have this question. We actually don't know when international borders will open. We don't know. We go by federal government guidelines. As soon as they provide that to the country and internationally, we will be able to know. So as an institution, we'll be able to advise you as to what to do, when you guys can come, when is the next intake you can arrive, or when it's safe for you to actually travel. So it also depends on the situation in Bangladesh, or if you're not currently watching from Bangladesh in your own home country where you're based. So, it just depends on whether you can leave your country or not to attend, to come to Australia. Domestically, we're trying to sort things out between borders. A lot of the states have opened up borders to each other. So that's really good news. Another thing I wanted to touch base on before I speak to Ashab is our post-study work visas. So if you want to come study in Tasmania, you will get a 3-year post-study work visa if you live in Hobart, which is the capital city. And then if you live up in Launceston up north, it's a 4-year post-study work visa. So it is quite advantageous. So if you have plans to stay back, it is a good opportunity to get hold of. Of course, given if nothing changes from immigration or the state government, but that opportunity is available. So that's me, Fahad. Did you have any questions before I start my conversation with Ashab?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. That's a very fruitful presentation for our audience, for us, for our students. You have explained a lot of things to the audience about Tasmania, about the courses. We have few comments here, there is a Miss Sharifun Nesa. She wants to know how safe is the campus for the girls? Do you have any special scholarship for women?
Sharifon, that's a really good question. For girls, I mean, when I was a student, I didn't have any issues. As a girl, as a woman on campus, we're very big on that. We want to make sure all of our students are safe and secure. We haven't had any situations or instances where our students who are female would feel terrified on campus. That's not what we're after. We haven't had any situations like that. We're always big on our security for all of our international students. That's our main priority, is our safety and security for students. As I mentioned, we do have a 24/7 security on campus with points where you can touch and instantly there's a security there. But in terms of safety, it's completely safe. Our campus is fully safe. There's a big student community available, as part of the campus. So yeah, for sure. As a woman, you would feel safe on campus and outside of campus as well. Tasmania is a very safe place. And I forgot the other question, scholarships for women. So I know our Australian Maritime College offers International Women in Maritime Engineering. So, Sharifan, if you're interested in maritime, we do offer scholarships for international students who are international women students, international women in maritime engineering. So, if you're interested in that, please touch base with UDC and we can provide you with all that information. But yes, there is specific ones. We also have a woman in seafaring scholarship as well. So we do have ones that are specific, and we have, obviously, majority of them are available to all of our international students.
Thank you, Ms. Mona. I hope Ms. Sharifun gets her answer properly. And if you think that you will avail our service and you will process your application to University of Tasmania. So you can contact with us. And one more thing to let our audience know that you can ask any sorts of questions you would like to know about the university, about the course, about other facilities. You can ask here, or you can also join directly in this live session and talk to Ms. Mona Maleki about your prospect. So here we have Mr. Said. He wants to know, Said bro, can I go there after HSC for bachelor? Yes.
Definitely. Yes, we accept. Yep.
Yes, obviously he can go. And Miss Sharmin Nahar Shumi, she wants to know, please mention eligibility criteria for bachelor program.
Great
Some
question.
similar
Yeah.
question.
So, Charmaine, it depends on what bachelor degree you want to go into, and it's the same for, say, question. So if you're coming from a year 12, obviously, depending on the type of bachelor degree you go into and what entry. So majority of our bachelor degrees, they only require a pass from your year 12 or a credit. Some of our bachelor degrees require like a 70% or 80% out of 100. So you would have to be a higher achieving student to enter into those bachelor degree courses. But majority of the time, a lot of our students enter into our bachelor degrees just fine. On top of that, the other eligibility would be ticking off the English language requirement. And just submitting all of the general documents you need for your conditions on your letter of offer, if you have any. So submission of previous qualifications, your transcript, your passport copy, your IELTS, your statement of purpose, all of that, financial documents, etc.
Thank you, Miss Mona. Regarding onto this, Miss Mona, I would like to know that uh, how you calculate the percentage. Like we have the GPA. So
Yeah.
if I'm not wrong, is it 3.5 GPA is equivalent to 70 or 75%?
It's so difficult to say because what we do usually, what the admissions team do is they go off the grading scale of the institution. So if a student is coming to do a master's degree with us, we will look at their
Mhm.
bachelor degree grading scale. So we definitely require that in order to do a conversion to see where the student sits. Some universities, like if you've studied overseas, their grading scales vary because their passing grade might be a lot lower, or sometimes their passing grade in percentages is a lot higher. So giving an exact GPA is almost impossible. Depends which section university you have studied. There's so much that goes into it in terms of converting the grade. But what
Mhm.
usually happens is we will look at the cumulative GPA.
Mhm.
And sometimes it's out of 4, sometimes it's out of 5 or 7. It just depends where you studied, and we will
Mhm.
look at the grading scale and convert that into our level. So where does that student sit? So to get the Tasmanian International Scholarship, you need to
Mhm.
be, in our terms, around 75 to 80% and above.
Fine, that's great.
Yeah.
Good to know. And here is another question. It's very can I apply at any age? And he wants to know about is there any age criteria for the admission?
So I mean, it depends. We do get a lot of mature age students applying, and that's perfectly fine. It really depends on the type of course you want to go for. Is there a course progression behind it? Your statement of purpose has to be strong and genuine. So, we will look at all those factors, but technically there's no such age limit to applying to Australian universities. It's just a matter of us understanding your application better and what your intentions are. That's all.
Thank you very much. So here we are. I hope we'll
So
uh,
I
discuss about.
might move to, yes, I might move to Ashab to talk about his
Yeah, that's right.
experience. And
That's
meanwhile,
right.
at the end of Ashab's conversation, I can answer any more questions as well. So
Okay. Thank you.
Ashab, I will put your, yeah, you're off mute. So welcome so much, Ashab, and thanks so much for joining. It's always a pleasure to have our students speak live, and I hope our audience, uh, you know, gain information from Ashab's experience. So, Ashab, I'm going to just ask you to tell us a little bit about yourself, where you currently are in Tasmania, and what are you currently studying?
Hi, it's Ashraf here, and currently I'm studying Bachelor of Business, majoring in Accounting and Finance, and I'm living in Hobart,
Fantastic.
CBD right now.
And what sort of, or how did you find out about the University of Tasmania? What made you pick us, I guess?
To be honest, I applied to several universities, but out of which I picked University of Tasmania for a number of reasons. The number one reason is the ranking. It belongs to the top 300 according to the QS World Ranking. And the second thing is I got two prestigious scholarships that made my way easy. So another reason is Tasmania
Mm.
is rich in nature, as you said before. So overall, I
Can you let
picked
the
University of
audience know what
Tasmania.
scholarship you currently have?
I have got two scholarships. The first one is Dean of TSB Meritus Scholarship, and the other one is
And
Destination Australia
just a
Scholarship.
little bit about each. So the Dean of TISB scholarship is how much percent? And then the destination one?
The Dean of TSB
Yep.
compels around 50%, and the Destination Australia Scholarships provides you around
Fantastic.
$15,000 a
So
year.
just a reminder to the audience. So if you are a high achieving student like Ashab, you are eligible. Majority of the time you would be eligible for a scholarship. So it just depends on your grades as your academic entry. That's fantastic, Ashab. So I'm really happy to know you've got both scholarships, two
Yeah,
scholarships, not just one. So
that's right.
in
Miss
term,
Mona.
oh yes, Fahad.
Oh, sorry for the interruption. We have a student here who wants to talk with you guys. I'd like to add him with us. So just
Yeah, sure. Is it okay if I speak to Ashab first
yeah,
about his
obviously.
experience? Have an open
Yeah, that's right.
conversation?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
would
yeah,
like
yeah.
to know that also.
No
Mr.
worries.
Shaheen Rahman, thank you for joining us. Mr. Shaheen, can you hear us? I think he is having trouble with his
That's okay.
device.
So, yeah, so that's
We
fine,
can talk
Fahad.
to.
So I will continue my conversation with Ashab, and if there's any
Mhm.
questions at the end, students can
Mm,
ask. Okay?
mm.
Fantastic. So, Ashab, I was going to ask you, so in terms of the Bachelor of Business, I mean, I know you're stuck studying online. Can you please talk to us about how your online study experience is going at the moment?
At first, it was a bit tough for us because I have never studied online back in Bangladesh. But slowly but gradually, I adapted myself well with online studies, and there are a bunch of resources out there, and you can seek help from your unit coordinators anytime. So I don't think that's too tough. That's
Yeah,
easy
so
if you can adapt.
it's not a situation where it's a struggle to study online. I guess you get used to it initially. It might be a little bit of a pain trying to understand everything, but at the moment, everything is through the online platform, right? Milo and everything's recorded. Is that right?
Yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah, everything's recorded. But from the next year, I have got a mail.
Yeah,
The
that's
next
it.
year,
So
everything will be
from
on
next year,
campus.
our campus is open to all of our international students who are onshore in Australia, as well as our domestic students. So that's fantastic. So, Ashab, tell me a little bit about when you first moved to Tasmania. What were your expectations? Do you like the state? And how are you finding it living here overall, apart from COVID? I mean,
Living here is great so far, but the only issue I have is I'm a lazy person, so I didn't know that Tasmania has
yeah.
so many hilly areas, so I had to climb the road. But apart from that, everything has been great so far. I have made so many friends, and I have talked to unit coordinators. They're friendly and approachable, so yeah, it has been great so far.
That's great. And I guess before you came here, what sort of support did you have? You obviously came through an agent, and you had the university supporting you throughout the way in terms of your academic admission.
I actually applied myself first here at the
Yeah.
University of Tasmania. I didn't seek help from any agent, but after getting an offer letter, for COE and visa application, I took help from an agent. But before that, I took several helps from the university. I emailed them again and again, and each and every time they were friendly and approachable and very responsive. So yeah, it was there, and also their websites are full of resources, so you can find anything easily. So yeah.
Fantastic. And in terms of the community, are you involved much with the community here, especially the Bangladeshi community, by any chance?
Yes, I have been involved with two communities. One is Bangladesh, of course, and the other one is Sabis, that comprises of all kinds of and all sorts of students from all around the world. So yeah, I have been involved.
And what sort of activities does the Bangladeshi community involve, the community in? I'm sure there's social activities that take place, etc.
I think they just play games and they arrange food, and that's all.
Nice. That's good. That's good. So, with your parents, were they nervous that you were coming here? How were they feeling?
Definitely, they were both not nervous and afraid because, being honest, I have never been away from my home even for a day before coming to Tasmania. So they were definitely very nervous. But after coming here, they have seen that this place is really safe and secure, even in this pandemic
Hmm.
situation. So they are not
Yeah.
nervous anymore.
And that's it. Like it was the same with my parents, first moving here. It's always that sort of pressure and nervousness that parents have, but it's quite a safe place. It's quite secure. So no issues that way. So what are your favorite things about Tasmania?
Um, First of all, I think it's people. They are very friendly. Tasmania has got a bunch of communities. They help even in these pandemic situations. I have got so many helps, and I think the nature, of course, and of course the University of Tasmania.
That's good. And then in terms of your study experience, how are you finding it all? As Bachelor of Business. I mean, I've done Bachelor of Business myself, but I majored in accounting. In terms of study, are you managing to cope well with your workloads?
Yes, I'm coping up well, but at first it was a bit tough for me because of the grading system is quite different from Bangladesh.
Yeah.
I think the CGPA system is based on band 7 or CGPA 7, but back in Bangladesh, everything was based on a CGPA 5 or GPA 5. And I have found some of the units a bit difficult because there are so many prerequisites and they are connected with each other. But now everything is going well because I have adapted myself well.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It takes some time for students to get used to
Yeah.
the curriculum. I was in the same situation. So in the first semester, it's you're learning everything, and then in the second semester, you're starting to understand how to do things. So it's always really good. So do you have any advice for students listening as to why they should come to the University of Tasmania?
Um, Tasmania has a reputation in shaping top quality graduates, especially the TSB, Tasmanian School of Business and Economics. It has a reputation because it's the only university here in Tasmania. So they should come here because the people are friendly and their cuisine is quite different though, but it's tasty and everyone is approachable. You will get a lot of help. So yeah, you should come here definitely.
We've got great seafood here in Tasmania if you're
Yeah,
into seafood. Yeah.
yeah.
Obviously. But that's good, Ashab. I might go on to questions. So Fahad, do you have students who have any questions?
Yes, we have few students with us, Mr. Shaheen Rahman and Mr. MD Zahid bin Mohiuddin. They both joined us. Welcome, guys, into our session. Can you
Hi
hear
guys.
us?
Okay. Hi guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Yes.
you. What was your question?
Actually, I'm a little late in the session, so I can hear
So I'd like to
any
know.
sound. Okay.
I wish to
Uh,
inform that
Mr.
by born I'm Muslim,
Mr. Shaheen, Mr.
but
Zahid.
my fiance is Hindus. Hello.
Yes.
By born I'm Muslim, but my fiance is Hindus. If I got a student visa, will she get a visa?
That depends, depends on immigration. I can't really answer any questions related to immigration whatsoever. But if you have any questions related to the University of Tasmania or university admission, I'm happy to help you with that. Yeah. Okay. Zahid, do you have any questions?
Like, I don't know about your programs, university programs. So can you tell me about your university programs or courses, which would help me to decide?
Yeah, no worries. Zahid, can you just tell me what area of interest you have? So, what sort of, courses would you like to study?
Basically, I did complete my graduation in naval agriculture and marine engineering. Okay, but I like to my postgraduate in mechanical engineering related subject like uh, mechanical engineering, automobile engineering, kind of that,
Sure.
uh, or I have a special choice like environmental engineering. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so anything. Do you offer any subject on those?
Yeah, so we actually offer a Masters of Professional Engineering, specializing in civil, mechanical, and electrical, and renewable energy. So, you can pick, so students can come from any background into that engineering master's level. Um, did you say your bachelor level was, what was your bachelor level in?
Naval architecture and marine engineering, my
Oh,
major.
fantastic. Okay. You don't have an interest to do a master's level in the Australian Maritime College by any chance?
I don't know about your. I don't
No
have a
worries.
clear
No stress. So basically, yeah, so you can because you come from an engineering background, majority of the time our students get 1 year credit into the Masters of Professional Engineering. Because it is a 3-year degree, you will most likely be able to get 1 year credit. So you may get a letter of offer for 2 years rather than 3 years because you have an engineering background. For students who generally don't have an engineering background as such, but more of a science background, they end up doing a 3-year Masters of Professional Engineering. So they have to do the core units a little bit more. However, for students who, like yourself, come from an engineering background, you don't really need to do those first year sort of subjects for our master's level. So generally it gets credited. But of course, it's always subject to approvals by the admissions team, by the college. So I encourage you to put an application in through UDC, submit all of your documents. There is no application fee, and just have it assessed by our admissions team to see how it goes.
okay.
And then we also have a Masters of Environmental Management, which is for 1.5 years. And I believe I'll just have to look into that one. Um, any other questions you have while I search for that one?
Okay. I also want to know about the tuition fees of your university. I want to know about the general tuition fees. How to.
Yeah, sure. So our tuition fees really it ranges anywhere between 30,000 Australian dollars per year to 35,000 Australian dollars per year, or even more, depending on what you want to study. Some of our very few of our master's level is around 29, 28,000, but on average, you can say it's somewhere between 30 to 31, 32,000 Australian dollars per year. Obviously, if you get a scholarship, it's a little bit less. You'll get if you get a 25% scholarship, just reduce 25% from your tuition fee per year. In terms of the Masters of Environmental Management, you'll need to have a bachelor degree in any discipline as long as you've received a credit average for your whole degree. So that's the main requirement, eligibility needed for the Masters of Environmental Management.
Okay.
Okay.
Here I would like to add something with Mr. Zahid. That is, he studied marine architecture and engineering. So there is a course, I think, Masters in Marine Architecture in University of Tasmania.
That's it. I'll just bring the course list here for you guys. And I will actually just share my screen. So this is the under maritime studies. You can see if you go to the course list, you can see here if you tick postgrad, we've got some of these, by the way, are just for domestic students. So just keep that in the mind. But you can see here we've got so many different types of master levels. So We've got lots of MBA degrees where students can specialize in different areas. You can see here maritime logistics, maritime technology, etc. We've got a Masters of Logistics Management, which is also very popular. Masters of Engineering, Maritime Design, Applied Science, where you pick your specialization. So we've got so many different areas. Or alternatively, students can do a grad dip if they wish, and then move on to a master's level if they want. So they'll get credits most likely.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah, so it really depends. I mean, we've got so many different types of courses. It just depends on what Zahid is into and wants to study. But basically, the Masters of Professional Engineering is a good degree as well. It's 3 years, but with credits, it can go down to 2 years, depending on admission approval.
So, Mr. Zahid, do you have any questions to Mr. Ashab Sarwar? He is one of the existing student of University of Tasmania. If you would like to ask anything to him to know about the lifestyle, about the living expenses, accommodation of at University of Tasmania and in Tasmania, you guys
Yes.
can.
I'd like to know about the part-time job sector, like what's the opportunities there, and how you survive there, how you manage yourself.
Being honest, at present there is a scarcity of jobs here because of the pandemic. It's all over the world. There's nothing to do about that. But normally you will get jobs, and it will take you around 4 to 5 months
Okay.
to find jobs, I think.
Yeah,
Can
in
you,
terms of jobs, I'll just add on to that, Zahid, before your next question. In terms of jobs, it's quite tricky right now. I mean, a lot of people lost jobs, at the start of the pandemic, not just international students, a lot of domestic students lost jobs, international students. So it's slowly picking up again in terms of jobs. Now that in Tasmania, we don't have any COVID cases, so the jobs are slowly getting picked up. But on a normal basis, before COVID, we used to have lots of jobs. There were jobs available, basically. Go on asking your second question to Ashab if you want.
how you live there? I mean, do you have a share room, or how you manage there?
I used to be in on-campus accommodation for the first 2 months, and then I shifted my house. I'm now living with 4 of my friends in a shared house. Yeah.
How's the expense there?
Actually, it depends on the area. If you are living in Sandy Bay or CBD, the expense is going to be high. But if you are living a bit away from the university, the expense is going to be low. But on average, it takes me around $1,000 a month, like overall living expense.
Okay, I think I have enough.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Zahid, thank you for joining the session. If you have any further questions or queries, please let us know. We will solve all the issues. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, guys. Thank you.
Fantastic. That's great. It's good to see some students interested. That's really, really nice. I like it when other students can ask our current students. It saves me all the talking. Ashab can talk because he's a current student, but
That's right.
yeah, basically, if any students have any questions at all, do get in touch with UDC. They will help with all of your admission inquiries. They will help with your application process. Just a reminder that there's no application fee. You can submit an application anytime. If you guys want to speak to me one-on-one as well, have a three-way conversation with Fahad or Kaya, I'm happy to join in a session. We can organize a special session for you to answer any questions you have. And we look forward to seeing you guys one day on campus when the borders open. But we really are a special place here. It's really fun to study at the University of Tasmania. I always enjoyed my studies. My lecturers always knew who I was. So we always had a close relationship with the classmates and the lecturers. So it's always good to know for students to know that. So, and I also want to thank Ashab for joining today. He's done such a fantastic job having 2
Yes,
scholarships. I
yes.
mean, I didn't even have 2 scholarships, so Ashab is already ticking all the boxes. So thanks so much for Ashab for joining. And any last words you'd like to say, Ashab, before we close?
What should I say? Thank you.
No worries. I just want to wish you the best of luck for your studies. I'm sure I'll be in touch with you very soon, though. And you know, enjoy your summer holiday. And yeah, we'll see you guys soon. But if no one else has any questions, I'm happy to end the
Yeah,
session.
we'll discuss it further. Mr. Sarwar, thank you very much. Thank you for your time, and it will help our audience to understand about the lifestyle in Tasmania, about the education at the University of Tasmania. Thank you very much,
No worries. Thank
and
you.
thank you.
Thank
So,
you
Miss
so much,
Mona,
Fahad and Kaya. Yeah.
so we have a few things in our mind. That is, though the border is still closed, the student can join the classes physically. So if anyone yeah, gets his visa, he or she can join the class online.
That's exactly right. So everything will start online,
Mhm.
and visa will just happen when it does happen, depending on the VFS centers and you know
Mhm.
when if they're open. But
Yeah.
basically, as soon as the student receives a confirmation of enrollment, they're able to
Mhm.
start applying for their visa and start online in February.
Okay. If after receiving the confirmation of enrollment, if he or she starts the classes, and
Yep.
visa, that is not, it's not a guaranteed thing that he or she will get the visa. We can expect that he or she will get the visa from the immigration. But what if the he or she get rejection from the High
hmm
Commission? So in that case, what will happen? University will refund the fund, or they will deduct something. What will happen?
Yeah, good question. So, I mean, getting a visa refusal is out of anyone's control. Even the university cannot foresee too much, you know, what immigration decides on every student case. So, if in the
That's right.
event that a student has received a visa refusal and they have started online or they've received their visas late, it's all based on the refund policies. But usually, what happens is they can get a refund, and you know, it's not going to affect too much. So it's something that's out of the student's control. So that's one thing to remember. So it's not a case of us keeping anything. You know, it's something that's happened via immigration, and there's not much the university can do, or the agent can do, or anyone can do. So yeah, refund.
Okay, that's good to know, because we used to have those. So we used to listen to those questions that what will happen to my money. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, which is a fair question.
and about the other things that apart from the scholarships or any, do you guys have any disability support for the disabled people, like
Oh,
those who
100%.
have some
Yeah.
physical conditions?
Yeah, 100%. You know, students who require special consideration, whether it's for their exams or their studies, there are
Mhm.
special forms that students have to fill out, and there are special departments that look after students who require those needs. So, yes, 100%, we do support.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have anything to ask her or Mr. Sarwar?
Not really. They both answered all my questions.
Okay, that's fine. I think we covered all the issues what our audiences can attract or have to know. So I would like to ask our audience, our existing page audiences and current live audiences, that if you guys wants to apply for University of Tasmania, please do contact with us, or you can contact with us through our social platforms. If you have any queries or wants to talk to the university directly, you have the opportunity. You can do it through us. We can arrange it for you guys, and we'll hope for the best, and we'll pray to the God that we will come over the situation soon. Stay safe in your house. Don't go out without any need, and Uh, Thank you very much to the Tasmania people. Thank you, Ms. Mona Maliki. Thank you, Mr. Sarwa, for your
Pleasure.
time, for your valuable information. I hope we'll, in recent future, we'll do such event in person at our office. Our
Yes, of
invitation is
course.
open for you guys. And in the current situation, I hope we'll arrange such online event within a couple of months or before the next available intake.
Fantastic. Thank you guys so much. It's been a pleasure to speak to you guys. And once again, I'm here to support students and UDC. So please let me know if you guys have any further questions. And thanks so much, Ashab. Take care, guys.
No worries. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.